I audibly gasped when you showed up in Winnipeg.
Oh, cool.
What a cool moment to just like, to be there, really not knowing what was going on with you. You had been gone for such a long time, and for you to come out and open the show, perhaps the greatest promo of all time, because you said, Winnipeg, I'm home.
I'm home.
Essentially the crowd just came up for you. What was that day like for you?
I mean, obviously we planned it for a while, so it was kind of months in the making. And I actually flew in on a private jet the night before because I didn't want anybody to see me.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my dad picked me up, and he's, you know, like he had, I don't know if he's never been to a private plane terminal. You can actually drive onto the runway.
Like right up to the plane.
I was like, Dad, you got to come. Like, he's, well, I'm waiting at the gate here. Just come out to the gate. I'm like, no one's supposed to see me. You got to come get me, man. So he finally can kind of hide, and then, you know, I kind of scanned the hotel lobby that was not the TV hotel, and made sure there was nobody in there. And then basically I sat in the room for almost 24 hours. You know, I didn't see any of my friends. I didn't even tell any of my friends that I was there. Like, one of my best friends was there. Yeah. He flew in from Las Vegas for the show. He didn't even know I was going to be there.
Oh, that's
so
crazy.
It was a surprise for everybody.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it was just a really, you know, it was a really cool moment. You know, obviously having the show in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and nobody knew. You know, Tony knew, and, you know, a few other people, but even when I got picked up at the hotel, one of our drivers was like, I can't believe it's you. I was hoping it was you. I didn't know it was you. And then we waited outside on the street until, like, it was prior to that. It's funny because when I didn't even take the elevator down to the lobby because it was literally 15 minutes
right
before.
Yeah.
I was like, if this elevator gets stuck, I'm going to miss it.
Oh my God.
So I ran down the stairs,
fear.
everything. I was not going to let anything to chance. And then we waited on the street. And then R.D. Evans, who's one of our writers that I was working with, he came and got into the car. We drove down into underneath, you know, down to basically behind Gorilla. Yeah. I waited in the car until 30 seconds before I got out of the car and walked right into the ring.
Oh my gosh. I was like in the locker room, just like, oh guys, show's about to start. Great. And like your music hit, I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
I like sprinted out to like get those moments, especially when you're at home. And I feel like there was a lot of questions about what the future of Chris Jericho was going to be. So,
you know, and it was something that I had learned in WWE where sometimes you don't have to say a lot. And that's why my promo was like 2 words. Because, like, it's a Pat Patterson thing. Why throw everything out at once? You got the initial pop of being back on the show. Yeah. Let's leave it. Yeah. And then explain more the following week. Yes. Which it was great, too, because Winnipeg reaction was great, but it got better in Edmonton, it got better in Vancouver, and it just kept getting better and better and better. So it was a really cool, I think it was a reset, and it really kind of threw a proverbial cup of cold water in everybody's faces where no one really knew what was going on. Yeah. And then it was done, and it's like, did he just come back? This is crazy. So.
For your family to be there, they've obviously been able to see you do so many different cool things through your career, but like, where do you think that ranks for them?
I mean, it has to be up there because once again, they didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, I think at that point,
your dad was like beaming after.
He's always my biggest fan, which is cool. So, yeah, I mean, it was just one of those moments that I've done a really good job over the years of kind of surprise returns.
Yeah.
Even when we started AEW, no one really knew that I was involved.
Right.
The press conference we had in Jacksonville, I just showed up and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So this ranks up there with one of those really cool moments, and I'm just obviously waiting all day to make sure nobody knows. And you know, the word kind of got around a little bit, but no one knows for sure.
Yeah, nobody knew for sure.
You know, because up until that point in time, people were predicting that I was returning 6 or 7 times this year already. Yeah. So that one was kind of the one where it's like, okay, this is the one, and here we go, and we hit the ground running. It's been great ever since.
Chris Jericho, at last.
Yeah.
Been tracking you down.
I know.
We locked it in. We're doing it.
I told my agents and my people, tell her to stop calling me. And then I just showed up at this vintage store, and you just happened to be here. How crazy is this? Well-made vintage.
Great
in Cincinnati, Ohio, right?
Get the plugs in. What a pro. What a pro over here.
Nodding his head over there.
So if you walk into a shop like this, what are you looking for? If you're like out, you know, whether it's looking for a shirt, a jacket, some records, some trinkets.
It's kind of just a little bit of everything because it's not like I go to vintage stores often.
I'm sure, yeah.
Right? So when you suggested that we come do the show here, It's great because as soon as you walk in, it kind of takes you back to being like in high school or something. I used to go and frequent these types of stores.
Yeah.
So instantly you're looking at the clothes, but it's always about like, oh, the VHS tapes over here, and there's, there's records and there's cassettes, like things that don't really exist anymore. So yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's hard to like not get inspired when you walk in. I'm like, wait, do I need some of these things? And then I end up with all this shit that I don't.
I know.
It's not shit.
I know.
But I just end up with things.
Stuff you don't really need.
Yeah.
But you like it because of the nostalgia factor, or maybe like, when's the last time you saw a good one of good apple bottoms that would fit fit Nora probably?
I actually saw that and I was like, should I get that for Nora? I like the little Tweety hat.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur.
A little Homer shirt. I love. It's
great.
So great. Do you have a prized possession of a T-shirt?
Well, actually, where I got the name Jericho is from this German band called Halloween. And I went and saw them in 1993 when I was wrestling in Hamburg.
Yeah.
And I still have the shirt. I cut the sleeves off, but I still have it. So like that's probably my prized possession. It's a 33-year-old Halloween shirt.
Yeah.
So that's still something that I can wear, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you know how it is. Like you go through your closet, and I'm noticing, especially with Talk is Jericho, because I've been doing a lot of video, I'm wearing the same shirt in way too many episodes because I like it, right?
Yeah.
So now I got to take the David Bowie, John Varvatos out of rotation for a while. Because if not, it's like, do you not have any other shirts?
It's hard because you've got like wrestling Jericho, and then there's like podcast Jericho, there's real life Jericho, there's cruise Jericho. We've got all these different versions. So it's like, who do we get that?
So I like wearing hoodies, and I have a great Fozzy hoodie, which I can wear. There's a Jericho hoodie that just came out since I've been back. I love it, but I feel weird wearing it because I was like, oh, there's Jericho wearing a Jericho hoodie. Is that him? Or no kidding, it's him. You don't see like Mick Jagger wearing a Stone shirt.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But then you can go to Iron Maiden and they're wearing Iron Maiden shirts on stage. So for me, I'm doing the Mick. I'm not going to wear my own.
Okay, what is your take on wearing the shirt of the band that you're going to see?
So that's always the thing. So I just went to Rush the other day, and of course you buy a shirt, which I'll probably never, maybe I'll wear it, I don't know. But either way, you want the souvenir, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you want to stand in line and buy the merch.
Yeah.
But there's people there wearing Rush shirts.
Yeah.
So that's always was the faux pas. Do you wear the shirt of the band?
But if you're not going to wear it then,
wear it.
I'm pro wearing the shirt to the show.
Okay. So my friend was wearing a shirt that said Pert and Lee and Lifeson. Those shirts was like, So that's kind of a cool Rush shirt. They're their last names, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that, I think, is just wearing like, a Rush 40th anniversary shirt to the Rush show. I wouldn't do it. I
also wouldn't buy one of those, so I kind of want to buy the thing that I will actually wear.
But I have a lot of shirts that are kind of just as souvenirs that I would never wear. Like I went to the Black Crows and I brought a Black Crows shirt.
That must have been a good one.
It was great, but when am I going to wear a Black Crows shirt?
But I wore it today.
Yeah, but it's not like Black Crows or death, like that. That would be more of a Maiden or a Halloween type of thing. So I don't know. It's hard, but I go in my closet and it looks like this.
Yeah.
And I need to pare it
down.
down. But which ones do you get rid of?
I can't. My T-shirts are like my prized possession.
Right.
It's like if I get a good T-shirt, I'm hanging on to that thing. What was a year away like for you?
I mean, it wasn't like I was just, at home doing nothing, right?
You don't ever do that.
Yeah, and it really just kind of worked out. I did a lot of acting in that time. Some really big projects came up.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff with Fozzy. And then it just kind of recalibrated. I kind of changed my training routine and my diet, and I lost some weight. And it's just, when I came back, I felt better than I did, 5 years prior or 2 years prior. So, and when you're gone for that long, it goes by really fast.
Yeah.
It's amazing how time just ticks, especially when you have lots of other cool stuff going on.
For sure. How do you adjust with some of that stuff? Like you talk about changing your diet, changing some of your training, but like in the ring, what are things that you change? You're obviously like the king of reinvention and coming up with different things character-wise, but even like in the ring, like what is your approach and how does that change over the course of the time you've been doing this?
I mean, once again, I always go back to David Bowie was one of my biggest influences. He always changed and morphed and evolved, different personas, different characters, different looks.
Yeah.
So when I was coming back this time, I was like, well, what can I do? Like I could be the cornerstone, or I could be this guy, or I can be the the vintage store guy. Like, but how many more names do I need?
Right.
So then I started thinking like Metallica, the Black Album, right? It's just Metallica.
Yeah.
The Beatles, the White Album. It's just the Beatles. At this point, you don't need Jericho, the name of the album. It's like that Metallica record came out, and you know what Metallica means to you.
Yeah.
So for me, I thought, why don't I just make this the self-titled album era? Just call it Jericho.
Yeah.
And then you can have all the memories that you want from whatever era.
Yeah.
And there's so many eras over the course of almost 36 years that if it's the beginning, middle, end, this one, it all falls under the Jericho banner.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, let's just do Jericho.
And recently, you did have a good run of being able to draw back to a lot of the different things that you've been able to do.
It's like all part of my set list. I always, compare everything to rock and roll. And that was another cool thing, because Jericho, then everyone's wondering, well, what's he up to? What's going on? Why isn't it Chris anymore? Of course he's still Chris. Duh, everyone knows you're still Chris. Yeah, I know, but you're talking about it.
Yeah.
And all I did was very simply just take one word away and just make it Jericho, and suddenly it's the topic of conversation. It's nothing other than something new by keeping it the most basic of basic. That's now become a thing. It's the new era of Chris Jericho, just the Jericho, the self-titled album era. So that's kind of what I was focusing on. And then, of course, when you get back in the ring, you never lose it, but you never know what's my cardio going to be like. What am I going to be moving like?
Especially when you got someone like Ricochet on the other side of you. Like,
but that actually worked out great, because he is so athletic and he is so acrobatic. But I got in and I realized I didn't really lose a step either. So that was a great, perfect first opponent to have.
Yeah.
And it was a great storyline, because he's an awesome heel. He knows how to be a heel, and that helped me, kind of reimagine what a babyface Jericho was like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't be happier with the first couple months of this return, and just how it's been accepted, and just how much fun it's been. And that's the point, Renee. At this time, if I'm not having fun, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It has to be fun, and this has been a lot of fun all across the board.
What currently excites you about pro wrestling?
Being involved in cool storylines, and still contributing at a high level with all the different things that we're doing, whether it's a promo, whether it's a match, whether it's, Well,
that's why it's hard for me to track you down for this. You're a busy guy.
I mean, yeah, and today I know what I'm doing, and it's not incorporating a match and a promo. One time you asked, I had 2 promos, a match, and 2 other promos that we filmed afterwards.
Needs all the bandwidth.
Yeah, so what excites me, teaming with the Young Bucks excites me. Teaming with the Hurt Business excites me. The Stadium Stampede that we just did, which I think was the best one of all of them that we've had. Filming those opening credits that we based on on Snatch and on Beastie Boys Sabotage. That was one of my favorite things that I might have ever done.
Yeah.
So that's to be creatively fulfilled and still put out cool product and cool memories for our fans to enjoy. That's what excites me.
Yeah.
And the different combinations, working with Ricochet, who I'd never stepped in the ring before with, now starting something with Tommaso Ciampa, never stepped in the ring with him before ever.
Yeah.
So that's fun for me. And that's why you can hear it in my voice. It's exciting to be back. And also too, I talk to a lot of different companies, sure, but I have skin in the game here.
Yeah.
I helped start AEW. I helped grow AEW. So I am one of the literal, founding fathers that we do the thing.
That's right.
It means something to me, because we created this from nothing. And it was a real risk at first, because no one knew what was going to happen. And I took a chance with Tony and with, the OGs. But more Tony and I, because I was the biggest name on the roster at the time.
Sure, of course.
That's not bragging, that's the truth.
Yeah.
And without Jericho, we might not have been able to start. And without Tony, we might not have been able to start. And, with everybody else, all the big names that we have now that you knew would be huge, but no one in the States knew who Kenny Omega was at a mainstream level, or the Young Bucks, and Cody wasn't the same at the time, and Mox was Dean Ambrose when he came here.
Yeah.
Look how huge Mox became. It means more to me to be here for those reasons.
Do you have a favorite piece of merch, like Jericho merch?
Well, I like the new stuff with the purple, just Jericho.
Yeah.
Because it looks really cool, and it's purple on black, and the way that it's fitted, it looks really kind of. I would wear it, and that's what I always judge merch on? Would I wear this?
Yeah.
And sometimes you get presented with stuff. It's like, I'm not approving this because I would never wear it.
Yeah, you got to get that
it's
stamp
got to
of
be something that's got
approval.
some kind of cool factor to it.
How has your fashion changed over the years?
Well, I found this designer called John Varvatos.
Yes,
who I
you
really,
do wear
he's like
a lot of John Varvatos.
It's pretty much exclusively, because all of his stuff is cool, and he's always making new stuff. He makes a lot of rock and roll type clothes.
Yeah.
And he gets...
and they fit well. They look
They
nice.
do. And then he's got license with... Alice Cooper, and you mentioned Bowie, and I got a great Jane's Addiction shirt.
Oh, cool.
And I'm one of those ones where I don't even have a Jane's Addiction album, I just like the shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of a poser in that case.
The career that you've been able to have, being in Mexico, being in Japan, obviously everything you've done in the States, to where pro wrestling is at now and having your skin in the game, do you feel a certain sense of wanting to keep the art of pro wrestling alive? Because I feel like that's something that we do at AEW. It is pro wrestling through and through.
To me, wrestling's still number one entertainment. That's always the goal. It's good guys versus bad guys. It's interesting characters and interesting storylines.
Yeah.
We crush it. We have the best wrestling in the world.
Yeah.
But what I still believe in and what I like to bring to the table are things like Stadium Stampede.
Yeah.
That is 100% entertainment. Yeah. Like when we went, where are we? We don't even know what we're doing until you get there. What is it? It's a tennis place. Is there a tennis racket there? Yeah. Can you find a giant tennis racket? Why?
Yes, the thing with the tennis balls shooting at you and Ricochet.
Right? How ridiculous. And let's have a giant tennis racket and let me open a door and let Luther be standing there. It's preposterous. It is the most ridiculous thing. But to me, that's just as much of pro wrestling as a great match.
Yeah.
So I still like my side of the coin of what I bring to AEW, as well as having great matches, but I also love the promos and the storyline aspect of it, and helping other people with their promos, and all of that stuff is so important, because that's what wrestling's all about. It's about connecting with the audience. And if you can connect with them with your personality and your character and your charisma, they'll always be invested in what you're doing. Whether you're a good guy or a bad guy, they'll be excited when you come on their screen, or when you come out in the live element. And I like this guy, or I don't like this guy. But either way, they get excited when your music plays, and that's what the basis and the genesis of being a big star in wrestling is.
Switching gears entirely on you, I want to go back to you being a kid, growing up in Winnipeg. Your dad's a professional hockey player. You have such a rock and roll approach to what you do, and obviously you think about everything in terms of that. Where does like growing up at arenas and seeing your dad do his thing, to you switching, going, well, I like this other thing. Like, how did that all kind of come together?
I didn't really see my dad a lot, because he retired in '77, so I was 6 years old. So I remember watching him in Madison Square Garden a few times when he played for the Rangers.
Yeah.
So I did have that background of my dad playing it, and kind of understanding from a very early age that he had followed this seemingly impossible dream.
Yeah.
Because when he was drafted by the Boston Bruins in 1964, there was only 6 teams.
Yeah.
20 guys a team. Other than that, everyone else was in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
So for him to make it to the NHL at all, and then to really be a big star, like if my dad played currently, he'd be a power forward making $10 million a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there was a real respect for him, and he made it, and he was good at it. So I always kind of thought, like, wow, that's really cool, but I wasn't very good at hockey. I was others. Ted Irvin's kid, boy, he's pretty bad. Like kind of almost a laughing stock, because I was so bad, because you think it's the son of an NHL, obviously I'm going to be great. Well, I wasn't, but I tried, whatever. But I was always more into wrestling. I started watching it with my grandmother when I was probably 6 or 7 or 8. And rock and roll. I mean, I was so into music when I was probably 10 years old. Like I had every Beatles album, and I didn't inherit them. I bought them all, and if I'd ask for them for Christmas, if I got any money for birthdays, I would buy them. And I read every book. Like, I don't know why, but the Beatles just really connected with me at like 10 years old, and that led to trying other types of music. And suddenly now I know everything about music. They used to call me Mr. Metal in high school, because I knew everything. So it's like, well, I love rock and roll. We started a band and played in a band, and I still love wrestling, and I would go to all the wrestling shows that came to Winnipeg, because it was a hub. And then I would watch as much as I could the glory days of Saturday Night's Main Event and Hulkamania and all that stuff, and still being super into metal. And I thought, well, I want to do this. Like, I want to do both of these things.
Yeah.
And it sounded insane, you know? Like,
it is insane. It's insane.
It's insane to think about that. Like, I read Arnold Schwarzenegger's book a few years ago, and he told everyone I want to be a bodybuilder and a movie star. I'm like, whatever, Arnold.
Yeah.
It was the same. Whatever, Chris from Winnipeg, Manitoba. How are you going to get into any of this stuff?
Yeah.
No internet, right?
Yeah.
So but I just thought, well, I'm going to try for this. You know, everyone's telling me not to do it, but why do you even care what I want to do? And that gave me more fuel to be like, I'm going to try this and figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the whole crux of this passion and spirit, and almost like no one's going to tell me what to do, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to prove everybody wrong. And that's kind of where that all started.
So the follow-up to that is now with your own kids, to have 3 kids. And they grew up as Chris Jericho's kids. How do you instill in them to find the thing that lights their fire? That's something I find myself thinking about a lot as a parent of like, I had that fire of like, I want to figure this out. I know what I want to be. I know what I want to do.
Right.
But like, how do you do that to your kids when they have all these great things in front of them?
I mean, once again, it's like when I grew up, my God, Ted Irvin's your dad. Like, how cool is it? It's just my dad, right?
Yeah.
Now I look, like, you can watch it on YouTube, and you understand just once, like I said, how amazingly impossible it is to play in the NHL at all, never mind for 10 years.
Sure.
Didn't get that when I was a kid. It's just your dad, right?
Yeah.
So it was the same with my kids. I was cool when they found out that, you know, I was on Barstool Sports. So that's, you know, that Shaq is following me or whatever. That makes me cool.
Yeah.
You know, or I can get them Zach Bryan tickets for free, that sort of stuff. But I don't think they quite got. They do now because they're all young adults. But, you know, it's one of the things. None of them are into wrestling. None of them are into music or show business of any kind. But they have to find what it is that they're passionate about.
Yeah.
So how do you instill that? I think just by leading by example and telling them, like, listen, like, my son went to college, didn't do good. Tried this. It's like, you need to find what it is that you love and go for it. And now he has found that. And you have to just give it 1,000%. Like I said, like, if you try something and fail, I don't care.
Sure.
That's fine. If you half-ass it, that's where you have a problem with me.
Yeah.
You know, you have to find what it is that you want to do and go at it full force, and I'll support you every step of the way, no matter how crazy it might seem. Because my dream was crazy, and my parents I think my mom was always a little confused by what it is that.
Sure.
But, you know, she still supported it, and my dad was all about it because he understood what it was like to want to do something from a young age and follow that dream, and leaving home at a young age, all that stuff. So yeah, that's how you instill it. You give them confidence to be like, you can do anything you want to do, but you have to find what that one thing is and just go for it 1,000%.
Yeah. It's funny. I find myself thinking about that a lot now. I'm like, oof. How do you do that? Like, how do you...
You know, and there's expectations, you know, like, I have 3 kids, none of them want to get into wrestling, like, none. Like, that's kind of the family business. I can help you with that. But they don't, and that's, you know, that's fine. Like,
your son was there with you in Japan that time that we were all there for Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. I mean, we've traveled a few times, and he loved the concept of wrestling and loved being there. He just never wanted to do it, which is fine. Like, that's okay too. But yeah, we did have a great time in Japan, Tokyo, and we saw you guys there. Yeah, it was fun. Now this one is standing out to me, and I saw it from across a crowded room. I mean, come on. Look at this.
It's so good.
Fear the Spear. It doesn't say your next time. Look at this, Goldberg. This is probably from
that is a good one.
98. So you're looking at almost 30 years old.
I wish it had like a date on the inside. But that is a real. Like, what is this?
What does this go for?
It actually has a tag in the pocket, and it might even have a date on that.
Oh wow! See.
$100, $100. You could definitely get more for this, I would say.
So $100, you can have this.
$100, yeah.
You know, if I was a big Goldberg fan, well, I am a Goldberg fan, but if I was a fan, and wanted to own something from the '90s, $100 isn't bad for that.
You know what? One time I was in Toronto, and I needed a T-shirt for some event, and I walked in, and the very first thing I walked in and just like put my hand down, and it was like an old school John Moxley. Sure. I was like, oh my God, like I had to get it. It was one I had never seen before.
Wow.
But it was official merch.
I still get some of that, like where someone will have a Jericho shirt, like from whatever era. And there's still some that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Because what they did in WWE sometimes, they would license it to Target or Zellers, and you would see these shirts where you're like, where did you get that? Oh, it's a Target exclusive.
Yeah.
But it was only for a couple months and then it's gone. So there's still stuff like that around, which is always kind of cool to see. Yeah, that's kind of like what
this one was. I had never seen it before, and it must have.
This looks like something you would wear.
Oh, give me a break. That's something you would wear.
Nice comeback. Yeah, I know I am, but what are you?
I feel like sometimes you and I have similar style.
We do. We like the sparkles.
Every now and then we'll show up on set and we're like, wait, are we wearing the same outfit? Margot's Got Money Troubles.
Yeah.
What a great show.
Oh, yeah.
I loved the book. I texted you when I think some stills came out from the show. I'm like, that's Jericho in the background.
Yeah.
You were like barely in the background. I'm like, I know that's Chris.
There was so much buzz from that picture because I was out of focus in the background, but everybody knew
Everyone knew it was you. Yeah.
Everybody knew it. And you were one of the first people to text me and go, I love the book. And it's one of those things that I've never heard of the book until I did the show.
Yeah.
Now, there's so many people that love that book.
It's great.
So yeah, I auditioned for the role of Jinx, of Margot's dad.
Yeah.
That they gave to Nick Offerman. He's only an Emmy Award winner.
Whatever, brother.
But this sounds like a wrestling story, but it's not. They really liked my audition. I auditioned for this really high-end casting director. And it's like, we're not going to cast you for Jinx, but we want to get you involved.
You would have been a great Jinx, though, I will say.
Thank you. I would have been a great Jinx.
Yeah.
But, point being, you audition for a lot of things, and usually you don't hear back. But when they said we want to include Chris in the show, I'm not saying they wrote that scene for me, but they wrote me into that scene. And that was a really cool moment because, I'm playing myself and it's like, and
that
like.
Was my favorite part about it was that you were there as Jericho. It's like, oh, I love that.
They wanted to give it a name and then they thought maybe you should play yourself. I said, why don't you make it myself? Make it like Curb Your Enthusiasm, where there's real life people and there's also characters.
Yeah.
Because it gives it some legitimacy that Jericho is in
it.
So they wrote that scene. And then, at first I was like, because you're like, wrestling and stuff. I'm just playing myself. I was like, yeah, well, it's with Nick Offerman and Nicole Kidman. I'm like, are you effing kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, yes, whatever you need me to do. So, wrote the scene, the showrunner and the writer called me and we came up with some ideas. And of course you film a lot more than they actually use, but whatever.
Yeah.
And I hate watching it back the first time because you're always scared, like, what are they going to use? What are they going to use? Oh, they cut that part. Like, me and Jinx had this secret handshake that we had did, and smoking the doobie type thing. But the point of it is, it got such a huge buzz. And then suddenly, I'm going to South by Southwest, and Michelle Pfeiffer's there, and Offerman's there, and
Please just give me one nugget about what Michelle Pfeiffer's like in real life.
I didn't have much contact with her because I wasn't in any scenes with her.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I wasn't gonna, we've been doing this too long. I'm not gonna go up to go, hey Michelle, I'm in the show too. Nice to see you.
I couldn't have helped myself, I don't think.
Okay, but what I will tell you is I was in the scene with Nicole.
Yeah.
I can call her Nicole because we're best friends now. And she was diva-tastic in the best possible way.
Good for her.
Like, she showed up and the hairdressers, as she's walking, they're doing her hair and the makeup and all this stuff. But she was also very sick that day. And they didn't know if she was going to show. So, we're standing around waiting and we're in the ring quite a bit. And I just said, it's really cool that you came, that you're still sick. She goes, thanks, but if I don't show up, there's 75 people here that don't work today.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I just thought that was a pretty cool,
Yeah.
really not a prima donna. Like, I'm here to do it.
Gotta
I
do
don't
the job.
feel great. We need to get this done as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
And then here's my favorite part. Something that people watching don't even think about is it's hard to get into the ring.
Oh,
No one knows
Yeah.
how to get in the ring.
Yeah.
I remember even when my dad did something with us in Chicago, he's like rolling under the bottom rope, but like no one really knows. Nicole's like, well, how do I get in the ring? And they're showing her, and Summer Rae from WWE was her double.
yeah.
Well, you get in first, and you leg, and she watches it once or twice. She goes, "No, I'm not gonna do that. Just have the double do it." And I was like, I want to get to the point where I don't even have to get into the ring because she knows that it might take 10 takes for her to get in the ring gracefully. Just let
I wish I had 10 takes every
Right?
time I try to get my ass in the ring. I'm like, that
It's
was
not-
weird.
It's hard, but she let Summer do it, and I was like, "That's a really pro move. Let's not
Yeah.
waste time on this because it doesn't matter anyways.
Yeah.
Show the double, get in, and then let's get to the scene going."
Yeah.
It was really cool to learn a little bit and be a part of the show, and then going to the premieres. It was. I'll say one more thing, and then I'll be done. There's always fans that find out when we're going to be doing something, and there
Yeah.
was, like, there was 50 fans there waiting for Jericho autographs.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, me being savvy, I waited until the producers were there and the publicity people were there, and then I very slowly took my time and signed for everybody. And the word got around. Apple TV was like, Jericho got it.
Yeah.
So season 2 is coming. Will I be involved? I don't know, but there's maybe a chance that I would be. But either way, it was just amazing to be a part of it.
I so hope so. It was such a great show. Such a great book. If you haven't read the book, please go read the book.
It turned out really good. The cast was great. And
yeah.
just to be a part of something that big. I mean, Elle Fanning was on set that day when we did our scene as well. So it was just a really, really cool moment. Do
you have any other acting gigs coming up?
I do. Yeah, I do. I was just on Dexter. That was kind of released by the paparazzi that were on the streets of New York City when we did a scene outside. So that's coming up. And then I have a really big not a big part, it's a really good part in a big series that's coming out very soon. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's produced by Michael B. Jordan.
Ooh!
Who just won an Oscar, so that's a big
Wow,
one.
Okay, we're going to have to do a backup after. Yeah. I would like to know a lot about Michael B. Jordan after you get to hang out with him a little bit.
And then I did Tracker, which was a big show on CBS, which is another show that I didn't realize how big it was. So I had 4 really big parts in a row, which creates a little bit of a buzz, so that's kind of cool on that aspect as well.
Booked and busy.
I mean, that's what you want, right?
Hard to conduct an interview doing this because my brain is going a million different directions.
Yeah, because I'm just
trying to look at all the things.
I do notice this, though. I saw this earlier. Can you get a close-up of Renee's cowboy boots there?
Oh, please.
Huh? Look at this. Oh! I mean, come on. They're almost the same.
And you know what? I actually bought these because there was a pair of green boots almost just like that at one of the markets in London, and I didn't buy them, and I had the worst buyer's remorse.
Don't you hate
that? So I bought these instead.
Yeah, when you don't buy something that you should have bought.
I actually messaged them. I was like, "Can you just send them to me?" And then they're like, "No."
You know what I have? You know what I have that I wish I would have done was, gosh, it was pre-pandemic, so let's say 10 years ago. They had a live Grease viewing with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John there.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the meet and greet package. And now Olivia's not with us anymore. They're not doing it anymore. I should have got the damn meet and greet. I could have got a picture with John and Olivia, and that to me is
that's not a place to have.
If we go get a chance, we'll go back to London and get your boots, and we'll go to get the grease. I would like to kind of look at some of these VHS
let's look at these.
tapes.
We will get to the actual interview. At
this
some
isn't
point,
it?
But, well, no, I think we need to I can't do 2 things at
Come on,
once.
Sanford & Son, the collector's edition, in the plastic.
You got to look through these. You get to pick one.
Oh, okay.
What is your movie?
I mean, it's a fine collection, but they're all kind of like obscure ones.
I mean,
I think I had 7 on VHS, and I had Kindergarten Cop on VHS.
Oh, Kindergarten Cop.
That's a good one. It's
really
not a Tuma. Okay, I think the idea is I'm going to close my eyes.
Okay.
And I'm going to do this thing, and whatever I land on is the one that I'm going to.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this one right here.
Born Identity.
Oh, that's not a bad
that's
one.
Not bad. I mean,
that's actually a pretty good one.
A little
Jeez,
funnier. Yeah, that's kind of like a good one to land on.
Okay, no, it was actually Straight Talk, starring Dolly Parton.
Oh, there we go.
And James Woods.
I'll take Dolly any day.
Gene Siskel gave it a thumbs up. This is when down on her luck country girl Shirley Kenyon walks through the wrong door at the right time.
I'd have done this.
Okay, I'm giving you the rundown of Straight Talk here. Sorry. She becomes Chicago's newest talk radio celebrity and turns the Windy City's hottest radio station upside down. With her homespun wit and down-home advice, Shirley immediately wins listeners' hearts, but causes hilarious confusion for her ratings-conscious boss.
I love it.
If you're looking for no-nonsense advice on what hit movie offers you pure entertainment, you'll love every comical minute of Straight Talk.
How have we not got Dolly Parton out to a wrestling show?
I don't know.
She's like made for wrestling.
I mean, completely, all across the board, right?
You know what? We can sit and then we can come back and look at more things.
There's a great collection of
oh God, there's even more of them over here too. A collection of what?
Steven Seagal movies.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh, and one I have to just have a quick shot over here of the Beatles Yellow Submarine calendar, which is very cool. And that, of course, is Paul McCartney. Was anyone filming it? Oh. Did you get it? With the nose? It's very cool. I always like that. Have you ever seen Yellow Submarine?
You know what? I've not. No, I haven't.
Is that?
Oh, I was hoping that was going to turn on for
Hey, we the river.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
That's
I was gonna bring that one out for you guys.
Oh!
That's an 80s Aerosmith roadie jacket.
Wow!
That's a cool one. It's even a cool jacket too.
I gasped when I saw it.
In the hems of it, it's got chains inlaid into there.
Oh wow.
It's probably the heaviest.
Oh, in this, it is very heavy.
I see.
There's chain
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, that's cool.
What is the purpose of that? Just to make the leather wear cool?
No, honestly, it was just for fun.
Betty Boop, nice gams.
Oh yeah, that is a great jacket. I love that. I feel like I'm already thinking about that one.
Oh,
so.
look at this. There's the
Get out the nudies.
There's the illicit section of the place.
This is sort of random, but I just had a very vivid wrestling dream. And I know that that's such a thing of like your boots, you don't have your boots tied or your music's playing.
No laces. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a recurring wrestling dream?
I really don't. I had them a lot before.
Yeah.
The one with the boots is hilarious without the laces.
Yeah.
Which is funny because
It's funny it's so common
I've
that everyone
talked
has the same thing.
to James Hetfield before, who has the dream that his guitar has no strings.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So it's kind of the
okay.
same thing. If
Yeah.
your boots don't have laces. My all-time favorite dream, though, and it's still so vivid, and I can't remember if it was 2 years or 10 years ago, is that I got the gig playing guitar with the Stones.
Okay.
Which we saw each other at the Stones.
Barely.
Years ago, yeah. I was out of my mind that night.
Me too. We were a couple of sheets
couple
to the wind
drunks,
that night.
yeah, don't remember much. But my guitar abilities were as good as they are for real, which is not very good.
Okay.
Some bar chords that I can play, but I'm in the Stones.
Yeah.
And if you've ever seen the It's Only Rock and Roll video, they're all wearing sailor suits for no apparent reason. And I had a sailor suit on, a white sailor suit, and we were playing a stadium. And it was jam-packed. And we were playing Miss You. And I can play guitar like I can, which is not good.
Yeah.
But I'm in the Stones. And I can't, I'm trying, I don't know, it's long. And Keith is looking at me. And he's pissed. And I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you, man? And he was so angry at me. And I'm like, oh, I blew it. I got in the Stones and I can't play guitar, and people are kind of like booing me and stuff. And
The frontman gig was already taken.
I remember waking up being so disappointed in myself that I didn't do the job with the Stones.
Yeah.
And that to me is still my. I wish that I could.
away at you.
I wish I could go back and take lessons and have my dream Stones experience end in a much better way. But as it is now, I'm the guy who blew it.
Aside from that, as being a wrestler, a musician, an actor, is there the thing that you have not done yet that you want to do?
I mean,
The cruise ship. I mean, you've done so many like fantastical, big idea things.
I mean, all of those things. It's not like I sat down and made a list and like I have to have my own cruise or I have to have a podcast that's been going for 13 years. I just take on the projects that seem interesting and go full force on it. Like we said earlier, if you're going to do something, do it 1,000%.
Yeah.
Coming up with the cruise was not easy. Getting it going wasn't easy, but we have it now. You know, getting into wrestling was never easy. Getting into rock and roll. I mean, we just did a gig at a festival in Daytona, actually, where we essentially opened for Guns N' Roses. I mean, you know, in front of 50,000 people. Those gigs are amazing, and I wish you could do it every night. You can't, but so it's still more of what I'm doing. I want to tour more with Fozzy. I want to do more acting. Like now that I've had the taste of like kind of the big leagues and the good response from it, I want to do more of that. You know, but I mean, I don't really have a list of things that I want to do. But having said that, there's so many things that come my way that I pick and choose what I want to do and get involved in them. And enjoy them. Because it's fun to do these things. You know, it's fun to be involved with some of these interesting, weird, and wacky projects.
Do you feel like you can enjoy things more at this point in your career? Like kind of everything, enjoy it all?
I do. Because, you know, when you get to the point where you're doing things just for fun, then that to me is the best place to be in a career. You know, and I was always told from the start, save your money, kid. And I did, and I saved it. You know, and I have the savings there. But I still love to do these things. Like I started on Cameo at Christmas time. It's like, you're too big to do Cameo. Someone said, like, I like it though. It's fun. You know, I'm not making $1 million, but it's not the point. I like to do that and have that connection. And that to me is a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, so doing podcasts are fun, and the cruise. Oh my gosh, like the amount of work we have to put into that.
By the way, why have I never been on the cruise?
I was just thinking that. I mean, I would love to have you on the cruise.
I would like to go on the cruise.
Mox did it.
Yeah, you got him out.
The one year, but this was pre, you know,
Yes.
the new Mox.
Yes.
So I don't think but he was, dude, he lit up the karaoke. He was the king of karaoke on that cruise.
Sweet Caroline, I think
if you ever get to the point where he wants to go, Nora would have fun too. It's for kids enjoy it as well, but it's a lot of work.
Right.
You know, I never wanted to be a promoter, and now I am. This guy wants this money. Some guy today just came in, he wants $6 grand. $6 grand? He's not worth $1 grand. But I got to decide, you know, is it worth it to have him and all that sort of stuff. So, but we would love to have you on board. You know,
I'll be there. I'll be at the next one.
It is a blast.
Yeah.
It is so much fun.
I always have a little bit of FOMO when I'm not there. I'm like,
okay,
I should
well,
have gone.
you are now
to do it.
officially invited.
Okay,
You're
great.
now officially invited.
Great.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, this is
Finally
fun.
got to do it.
Yeah.
Is there anything we didn't get to talk about? You have been
gosh.
interviewed so many times. You've conducted so many interviews. Is there any stories you haven't told?
I mean, there's dozens and hundreds, but you know, it's the greatest thing about a good interviewer, and this is why I always like talking with you, is there's no script.
Yeah.
You just talk. I've told you some stories. I don't think I've ever told the Stones' Dream before. So there you go. There's a scoop for you.
That's the scoop.
But I always because I'm an interviewer, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to start. Like I used to love doing the Larry King show.
Yeah. Oh,
I used to love Larry. Like, what do you got going on? A book? Well, no idea what I've got to promote.
Yeah.
He'll show it a couple times, but it's more of just this awesome conversation.
Yeah.
Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols used to have Jonesy's Jukebox on KLOS in LA. Loved doing Jonesy's Jukebox because you would show up. And I remember one of the times I showed up, he had just heard a report that there was like 50,000 plastic water bottles that had formed in some island like in the Pacific.
Yeah.
And we talked for 15 minutes about plastic water bottle islands in the Pacific. You'd never expect Chris Jericho and Steve Jones to be talking water bottles in the Pacific, but damn it, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about doing interviews with people that I really enjoy talking to,
Yeah.
is you never know where it's going to go,
Yeah.
but that's a conversation.
Yeah.
That's what you want. If we met each other in a bar and we were talking, I wouldn't pull out a script of questions. You just talk.
Yeah, that would be...
that is the best way to conduct an interview. And you can still get all your points. We've talked all the things we had to talk, but we talked a lot of fun things as well. So
we did.
That to me is the crux and the reason. I've used crux about 17 times a day.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
I did, yeah. It's a drinking game you can play. But it's always a pleasure, and to be here in this environment was great too.
This was great. Well, I'm going to maybe buy that Aerosmith jacket.
Oh yeah, with the chains in it. And we still got to go to work.
We still got to go to work.
Like usually I'd be at work. Like I don't like showing up this late, but this is good. This is good stuff.
We worked.
We're working here.
We're working.
Yeah, Tony,
all right,
we're working.
Everyone's working. Thank you so much.
Finn. That's my favorite one. It's Finn, like Ingmar Bergman.
Can we get that?
Can you put a Finn on there,
Can you just put a Finn at the end?